Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you here because today we are making fajitas, and not just any type of fajitas. We're making Asian fajitas with a wasabi avocado cream. You're going to love these. It's also the perfect recipe for those of you who have been asking me, what to make with the store-bought varieties of seitan. So not when you're making it yourself and infusing all the flavors into the seitan, but when you want to use the store-bought variety that you can just open up the package and make something delicious out of it. This is my favorite recipe for that. Let's get started. First, we're gonna make our marinade for that seitan, and that's what's gonna get it nice and caramelized in the oven. So we're gonna start with an Asian sauce called hoisin sauce. You can find this at the Asian section of your supermarket and Asian stores. You can buy it online. This is one of the 3 kind of Asian ingredients we're using today. So we're just gonna add that to a bowl. Next up, some sriracha sauce, another Asian sauce, which I think almost everybody knows because it's kind of in right now, right? It's so delicious. It's made from chilies. It's a little bit spicy, but not too much. We're gonna add a neutral tasting oil. So anything like safflower, canola, sunflower, anything that has a neutral flavor and that is high heat. We're also gonna add some cornstarch. This is gonna help kind of create a nice little crust on our seitan. Last but not least, some soy sauce. Let's whisk that together and set it aside. What I have here is our store-bought seitan. You can also make this at home. Now, what I recommend is using the firmest variety you can find. It's gonna create the best texture. So try to not get one that's too kind of spongy. So just one that's really, really firm. Just try out some brands and see which one you like. If you're making it at home, you can also make it a day ahead of time, and that's gonna dry it out slightly and make it a little bit firmer. So we're just gonna slice it and cut it into strips and set everything in a bowl. Let's pour our marinade on top, and we stir to combine everything. Make sure all of the little strips are coated with the sauce. I want you to prepare a shallow baking sheet covered with parchment paper. Shallow is really important. It's what's gonna give us the great texture we're gonna get with these little strips of seitan. And I want you to preheat your oven to 410 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 210 degrees Celsius, but not the whole oven, just the broiler. And you're gonna move the oven rack closer to the top because we're gonna broil these really close to that heat source. Now we're gonna add our little seitan strips. Make sure to spread them out. And we pop this under the broiler for anywhere between 20 to 25 minutes. This is according to taste. I love it for 25 because I like it so chewy that it's kind of tough. And if you like it a little bit softer, just leave it less time. While that's in the oven, we're going to make our wasabi avocado cream, which is basically kind of a wasabi spiked guacamole. And it's really simple. It gets nice and creamy. It's perfect for our fajitas. So we're going to start with our avocado. I like using a large one. If you don't have a large one, maybe 1.5 of kind of this size avocado. So let's cut that in half, and we're going to scoop out all of that precious avocado meat into a bowl. We're gonna add a couple of pinches of sea salt, and don't worry, you can do this to taste and adjust more if needed, and the juice of 1 lime. Now we add our wasabi. Now, if you don't like a lot of heat, do this slowly and add it as you go because you can't take anything out. And I love it, so I'm just gonna go for it. But do this to taste, and you won't believe how yummy these 2 flavors go together, how delicious they are. And now we just mash with a fork. I'm using a little pastry cutter because it's really fast, and we wanna cream this up really, really well. Let's give it a taste. Wow, that really tastes like that wasabi and the avocado kind of together, the lime. So good, it's so good. Okay, we're gonna set this aside. And as soon as our seitan comes out of the oven, we're gonna saute some peppers and some onions, the typical veggies for a fajita in a pan. We're gonna let this saute for a while until it's golden and it's getting tender. We're gonna add some sea salt. And just let these go for a while. Now, if you want to add additional veggies that provide crunch and take the Asian theme even further, you can add delicious snap peas or snow peas. and some water chestnuts. Both go great in this recipe. Our peppers and onions are done, and our seitan is about 4 minutes away from being done, so we're gonna warm up our tortillas, and then we put everything together with some additional crunchy veggies for topping. So good. We have our tortillas here. I'm gonna start with a little bit of the avocado cream just to add a base, but don't worry, we're gonna add more on top. We're adding some of those peppers and onions, some of our delicious seitan. We top with a little bit more of that cream. And I love to add some crunch and some fresh flavors. So for this one, I love a little bit of purple cabbage and some cilantro. I love folding them into kind of temaki style shapes, triangles, right? And you can use a little toothpick to hold them in place. I always love to serve them with a little bit of that extra kind of avocado wasabi cream and a little bit more of that hoisin sauce so people can add to the fajitas as they eat. And this recipe will be enough for about 6 to 8 fajitas. So just continue wrapping those up and enjoy.